everyone, I am Meghan, this is Heather from the MediaRealming YouTube channel, and we are back with the next Storytellers Creator of the Month interview.
What has been your creative journey?
Teleportation.
With Corey Harden.
Ooh, I'd probably do Miss Piggy.
I only messed up the most important part, that's all.
I don't like snow on my hands. It's very frustrating.
Corey Harden, photographer.
She got it right! Good job, Meghan!
I thought you were supposed to be clapping for him.
Oh, yay, Corey!
Thank you.
Here, I'm here.
Alright, so we're just going to jump right into it. What is your favorite style to photograph? Like, what kinds of pictures do you like to do?
When I'm photographing like still lives or when I'm photographing people, I have different styles for those. But to give you an answer, I guess for people, I like those very like moody shots that kind of give like a very storytelling. Like I like to implement a lot of silhouettes and things like that, and some black and whites as well. Something with a deeper story or interpretation to it. So yeah.
What is the hardest condition you've ever had to shoot in?
Man, I feel like the hardest condition is like in wintertime when it's like really snowing or something, like when it's like below freezing, because then like your hands get all cold and like you can't really like wear gloves and use a camera at the same time because the buttons are too small. And so like probably just getting like frostbite on my fingers from shooting in the like snowy areas, things of that sort. So that's probably the worst times because I don't like snow on my hands. It's very frustrating.
Can you give us a funny or I guess just interesting kind of story from just any photo shoot?
There is one photo shoot that I was working in a studio shooting my dad's bass guitar. It took me in all reality about 5 hours to shoot that one guitar. I did get some great shots, so it was great, but like this was my dad's only bass and it was like his custom bass and like he had just bought it and it's worth a lot. It was like worth as much as my camera. Hung it over this table. And it was really scary. I had pillows under it like half the time just in case it ever fell because it was like being suspended by these like two small strings on each side. I'm happy, but it was really nerve-wracking.
At least you had an easy model to work with. In a sense.
Oh yeah. That's why I like working with still life. You know what it looks like. It's not going to change and you can shape it and put it wherever you want without it talking back to you. I mean, not saying that, I mean, I hate people or anything, but it just could be a little more difficult to get your desired results.
So what has been your creative journey? Like how did it all start and where it's at?
I don't even know when it started because I remember like as a little preteen, people asking me all the time what I want to be when I grew up. I had no clue. Oh no, I saw this big camera and I was like, I like that camera and I want one. And I was like, I want to know how it works. And ever since then, for some reason, I just started doing my own research on this big camera and like photography in general. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then over the years and months, just kind of getting into it. And I realized I've been putting more time into looking at photography than anything else. And you know what? I just become a photographer. Why don't I like try that? Is that an actual thing? And then, doing it, I started going to school for photography and got to learn pretty much everything I really needed to know. And I've been creating shots ever since.
Name a project or describe a project that you are like the most proud of and why.
That's a hard question. Things I like to do or things I've loved to do the most was shoot sunsets and sunrises. Those have been my favorite things to shoot. Sunsets, that's the thing. It's like, you think it's so simple that you kind of just show up and you kind of shoot and voila. There's so much preparation. It's really the preparation that like gets me excited to go, that hypes it up for the sunset, because sunsets and sunrises, those are like events that only happen for like in a span of 15 minutes in like the right moment. And so like all this preparation and time, how you're going to set up the camera, where you're going to shoot, kind of the location scouting for the shoot, like days before, things of that sort. You got to make sure the weather is right. You got to think about the process you want to do. If you want to do some like HDR, to try to use your camera to do some panoramas and things of that sort.
I don't think most people would know that it takes all that preparation to get a sunset, because it does. It's like it's a sunset every day. Go out and get it.
Exactly. Yeah, you would think it's every day, because some days the clouds just might not be right. You're just like, man, like it was nice, the sun was perfect, but the clouds was just like half in front of the sun and it was covering this building. You were just like, gosh, and you got to go out for another day. Sometimes just like multiple tries just to get that one shot. And so when you post that one photo on Instagram, everybody loves it. And you're just like, it took me like 2 weeks to get that one photo of a sunset that happens every day,
So it kind of leads right into the next question. So what are the challenges in taking just the right picture?
We'll pick a sticky one. How about daytime in an orchard with a person?
If you're trying to shoot in a shady area where there's a lot of trees and there's like spots of sun that kind of just come out of nowhere through the leaves and stuff, like that's probably one of the hardest things to like get around because they're everywhere. Like you try to move the subject back 1 foot, now the spot of sun is here. Try to move it back, now it's here. And it's just like, when you look at a photo, immediately, most people don't realize your eyes always goes to the brightest part of the photo. So if there's like a hot spot anywhere but like, where you want to focus, which is like usually her face or whatever she's wearing, then it's just like very distracting. You kind of notice it right away. Once you see it, it's just hard to forget it, and it kind of lessens the quality of the photo. So
how about the ones when you are getting like the city? That
one up there, that was like one of the very first pictures I took while I was in school that I actually liked. I hate looking at those photos, but that was actually a keeper. So if you're from Georgia, you see that, you're just like, yeah, it's just another Jackson Street photo bridge picture, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not, you're just like, oh my goodness, look at that street bridge. You got the cars, you got the city, the skyscrapers. It looks amazing. I get that all the time. And it's just like, yeah, fun fact, if you actually go to that, like drive by that bridge, there's like at least 5 people taking photos on it, no matter what time of day. No matter, like I've been there around like 6 a.m. to like midnight. There's always people there. But for that was just literally just right on the bridge over the highway where the cars are going. And shooting things like that is just done with like long exposure photography, where pretty much when you turn on your camera, this does not have a battery in it, so that is not going to work. Anyway, but when you turn on your camera and you click it and it does that click, that's when the shutter takes the image for a split second. But when we do photos like this, you, instead of being a quick click, it's just like a click and that shutter opens and it stays open. And that picture was actually taken for a length of 30 seconds while all the cars are going by, which is like the light just being recorded as it goes by, however long. And so that's how that picture was done. I'm really proud of that photo. So, yeah.
We've got like 14 questions, and the goal is 90 seconds. 14 questions and 90 seconds. Yeah. Why we settled on that, I don't know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yanny or Laurel?
Hmm?
Did you hear Did you hear Yanny or Laurel? The big internet thing?
Or neither, I guess.
I guess neither.
All right, sorry, Laurel.
Laurel,
My computer
okay.
cut out for a second. Yeah, definitely.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke. Okay, Star Wars. Is it overrated or over-criticized?
I think it's overrated because I never watched it and I didn't really care. So, personal opinion, don't kill me.
Oh, I'm totally on your side for like, not all the films, but some of them. Okay, football, basketball, or baseball?
Basketball, definitely.
What's your favorite team?
Team? I'll say at the moment Golden State Warriors.
Okay. Oh, they just won that big thing, whatever that was. Dream state. What's your dream state to live in?
Dream state to live in. New York. Let's say New York.
New York. Okay, so very big question, very important. What are you doing to make us famous?
To make you guys
Yeah,
famous?
oh yeah.
Make some great pictures?
Oh, there you go. Awesome. All right, Megan, your turn.
Okay, what's your favorite camera to use?
Favorite camera to use? My Canon 7D Mark II. I've had that camera for about a year now. Loved it.
What's the worst thing about college?
Worst thing about college? Having to do work.
Star Wars 8. I guess you didn't watch it, right? I guess that's a no. Cake or pie?
Cake. Not a huge pie fan.
If you had to do a photo shoot with Miss Piggy, Jar Jar Binks, or Olaf the Snowman, who would you do?
Ooh, I'd probably do Miss Piggy because she's such a diva. It'd be fun.
All right, personal world domination or teleportation? Which would you choose?
Teleportation, most definitely.
Yeah, that was like so.
All right, that's it. We got through the questions. It was way more than 90 seconds, But I think this was significantly shorter than the last time we did this.
That didn't feel like very long at all.
No, maybe we should just make it a competition. Who can do this in the least amount of time?
Yeah, that'll end well. What is your dream project?
I've had this idea, just an idea, for probably about the past few months of making this this photography, like a photo book, like an actual produced book of just my photography and barely any words that kind of just like show different emotions through black and white photos of facial expressions and body expressions of people. And I was gonna probably title it The Good, the Bad, and like Love. I mean, that's been on my mind for a while now, but might be a while for that actually comes to be. So yeah.
One of those biography books talking about like historical people and all that. I just look at the pictures. Like, who cares about the actual words?
I say, yeah, you know, they say the picture's worth 1,000 words, so you're really reading, aren't you? Really?
Go to college, tell the history professor, I look at the pictures. So I got it.
So, I guess you are behind the camera most of the time. How would you feel about being a model?
No. I don't like having photos taken of me. I really hate seeing myself on camera. I don't know. It's just, I take so many pictures of other different people, you know, and spend so much time editing them, and I can notice way too many things about a photo. And like when I like even like looking in the mirror, seeing myself is just like, I see like an image of myself and I'm just like, this is bad, I need to like Photoshop this, and this is like, I don't know. Now, if it's my camera, I'll let people shoot photos of me all day, because then I could just go back in and just hit the delete button. But, you know.
So if you had to do a photo shoot with any celebrity, who would you do it with and why?
It's almost like, it's not like me wanting to do a photo shot of a specific person. It's just me getting bragging rights saying, yeah, I got to shoot that person, is almost what I want to say. So like, it'd be really cool if I got to shoot like Barack Obama or someone like that. And I'd be like, yep, that was my photo of him. I talked about this in my marketing class at school, that a lot of photographers, I mean, they'll just on their front page post pictures of what they've taken of like different celebrities and stuff. The photos might be actually terrible. Like, it just might be some random paparazzi photo that they managed to get of this person. But the fact that they shot this person gets them the job. So
I think we're down to the last question. So this is your me moment. So you can tell everybody what you're working on.
All right. Yeah. So like I said, I just literally got out of school this week, but there's this one kind of like Photoshop technique and effect that I've learned that kind of makes things look like they're on fire. It's using kind of that effect to kind of simulate different images of kind of like a theme of the world being on fire, like kind of the things people do. So how would I say it? Like very antagonistic actions, if that makes sense. Just being photographed on fire.
Sounds interesting. It's like, then people can look at those photos and be like, I'll never lose my temper again. All right, I think that was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last question.
So we're gonna close this out real quick. Thank you for joining us. We will have Corey's links in the description. So like website, Facebook page, that kind of stuff. So if you want to go and check that out. And those pictures are really cool, so you might want to do that. Mm-hmm. And we will see you next time. All right, thanks for joining us, Corey. It was fun.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, cut. Okay, here we go. We are back. Just said goodbye to Corey Harden. I did that on purpose. So now we're going to have our me moment real quick. If you are seeing this on the Storytellers website, and you aren't familiar with us, we have a YouTube channel called MediaRealming, and we do this, but we also do things like challenges, movie reviews, that kind of stuff.
And we're human.
And we also are on the Maristica Studios channel. We do that over there too. We actually have a live stream of our second short film coming up. We're gonna have like a blooper reel and question and answers with the actors. We'll have all those links, everything down there, including the title reveal, really awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Bye. Do the Meghan wave.